Good evening, ladies and gents. Like to know how my audio is? Welcome in, everyone. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. See what I can do here. Nope. Hello. Oh, good to see everybody. Aquatic Moose saying, "Is that my cuz?" Yes, sir. I am your cousin from another dozen. Because clanging, the clinical term for speaking in rhyme, is well, I mean, it's better than I thought I was going to be doing. It's been a rough week, ladies and gents. Let's say hi to everybody that's in here. Apologize. I'm going to do this so I can interact with the chat. Lots of things going on. The world is a chaotic place. Welcome here. The theme tonight is the darkness. So um, strap in. Know that we're all here to support and love each other. Anybody who's not, see your way out or we'll help you out. No problem. But this is a safe place for me, a safe place for y'all. Let's just sit with it for a second. CC's Aquatic Escapes, good to see you. Welcome in, welcome in. Just one more fish. Hey, hey to you as well. Jeff Kane saying hello to everybody. Good to see you, sir. Only Oscars, minutes to spare. Love it. Looking good. Oh, let me make sure. There we are. I expected less. Okay, so that means I could be here. Life is good. June, are you alive? Jesus, the state's on fire. It's cold. I've been cold. I've been hibernating. Been trying to honor my inner grizzly bear. Um, Zen Ginger up in here. What up, Houston Cuz? Joshua Templeton. Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Coupling Creek. Good to see you, sir. Sorry for pooping on your name in the stream earlier this week, but I had just made a poop joke, and then you said something to me, and then I was like, "Pooplin." So, yeah, that was probably like the highlight of my week. It has been rough. Um, and then there were three. Chloe yet lives. I feel like I might just be hurting the fish at this point. She is quarantined in a 10-gallon with a tablespoon of salt per gallon. Um, been trying to see if she can recover from her uh, injuries. She was bolting. I did start treating the tank with, I don't know, a CCHIM product for external parasites, Paragard, which is what I had on hand. I thought I had what the koi pond was telling me to do, but I did not have that product. I was using that product. I'd used it for 3 days, and uh, Chloe continued to decline and swims in a spiral when we're not resting on the bottom of the tank. Eyes are cloudy. Definitely improved vigor of the fish overall since I put her in the quarantine tank. Um, but still unable to swim correctly, like making me think that all the head trauma from the bolting and throwing ourselves into um, the sides of the tank and whatnot, and the lid of the tank. Yeah, I feel like any disease process that was going on before then, this is more important than that at the moment. But I am seriously considering euthanizing my fish that I adopted from my niece, which is probably why this fish has suffered way more than any other fish in my care. I think if the situation were different, I would have euthanized already. But yeah, uh, unless there's a dramatic change in the fish's behavior, I'll probably be euthanizing this fish about 3 a.m. this morning. Yeah, Zen. I mean, like, it's just, I don't know. Like, I'm a nurse, right? So I cousin from another gudgeon, I love it, aquatic mess. Yeah. No, it's that we, like you watch a fish like suffering, and it can really steal the joy out of this hobby. You know what I mean? My laptop, the new one, the screen on it stopped working. We're well within, like, we can just return the dang thing. You know what I mean? But we're working with the computer company that sold it to us, and they seem real eager to help with any problems and things like that. So we'll just see how it goes. But man, the live streams were working well on it. I enjoyed it. Other than this, it's not working. You know what I mean now. Which there's a lot of pieces involved in computers and stuff like that. So hey, man, we got one that doesn't work. That's fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with the. I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with this setup that we had as far as me being able to use it. My wife was using it, and it was suiting her needs very well. So, like, I'm perfectly happy to have another one. But yeah, no. So yeah, I kind of lost my center a little bit. I've been having trouble communicating. I talked with my mom for an hour on the phone before I got on here. So I was able to find my voice and put sentences together and not be grumpy and whatnot. So life is good. Life is, in general, good. But yeah, no, I don't know. I mean, like, I'm a nurse by trade and stuff like that. So therefore, like, I'm not scared of a sick fish, but it's very easy with my experience level with fish and stuff like that to just feel completely helpless. You know what I mean? Like when stuff goes wrong. But I mean, so many things. I could talk about it forever. Did a lot of thinking. Um, am I quitting the fish hobby? No. But I think I've changed my perspective on, like, I've always been one to, like, have brave talk about euthanizing fish when it's necessary and, for the good of the group and whatnot. And I think that I've just been scared to do it. And, I think I need to get over that because as a hobbyist, I'm creating situations that are unnatural. Sick fish would get eaten by other fish in the wild. You know what I mean? Like fish that breed like crazy and stuff like that, those populations would be in check from other populations and stuff like that. So I have to mimic that part of the natural process to keep fish from overbreeding so that then the whole colony is doing poorly because there's too many fish in the tank. You know what I mean? Like you can't just keep adding tanks. So that's the darker side of the hobby. You know what I mean? It's the part that we don't talk about. Like I don't see that getting views or you know what I mean, or making everybody all happy, feel goody. You know what I mean? Like, which is what a lot of us like. These, uh, come on these live streams and stuff like that to come together as a community. Like, we're not trying to drag each other down. You know what I mean? We're not trying to depress the crap out of each other. Um, so yeah, but yeah, I've been thinking about the darkness. World is a chaotic place. You know what I mean? There's a lot bigger problems going on right now than my goldfish that I took over from my niece. You know what I mean? Like I'm like coming around on it. You know what I mean? But like, yeah, no, for sure. Like just took a shower today for the first time in like 3 days. You know what I mean? Like I've been really feeling it. And then it was cold and freezing on top of it. So just like trying to stay warm, man, cuddled up. Got to stay off the internets, man. It's true, only Oscars. I hate how short a time we have with our pets as well, and just the fact that you don't have uh you don't have any. There's no control. You know what I mean? So you got to kind of go with the flow of it. And like you can get lost in that. Like, what do you mean? I can't control it. You know what I mean? Like, I want to control it, and it's just like, no, man, that's not the way. It's not how it works. But yeah, sadness, man, for sure this week. And then yeah, the laptop on top of it, it's just like insult to injury, man. Like whatever, dude. I was like, it's not like the show's not going to go on. You know what I mean? Like I don't know what I'll say. Thought about getting on here with just a candle. You know what I mean? In these dark and frozen times. I don't know, man. Yeah, crying sucks too, but hey, man, you got to get it out. But yeah, I think that I touched on a couple childhood wounds this week while watching my fish struggle. Um, yeah, I think I'm gonna use clove oil and I've got a foot tub and I'm thinking about just putting towel on top of the fish tub so that way it's nice and dark and the fish can calm down in there and just like be really calm. You know what I mean? And like kind of take that pain away before going to that long sleep, man. Um, I mean, you think about what you would do if you had a sick fish and like when you quarantine and stuff like that. That's part of learning for the hobby and things like that. Shout out to the Aquarium Co-op for, like having good information and good articles and spending the time on that. Kind of got me to a place where, okay, this is how I'm going to stabilize my fish and we'll see how it goes. And um, basically how it went was there's three levels of salt that they recommend. The first being 1 tablespoon per 3 gallons, 1 tablespoon per 2 gallons, 1 tablespoon per 3 gallons. And then uh, you can kind of like bring the salt level down and bring it back up if the fish starts showing signs of disease again. And they were saying like a week, you know what I mean, be uh, which would be good if you're treating, like an illness in the fish. Like this fish is got a lot of physical trauma, and there's obviously like neurological damage that has happened. And while I can take the swelling down with the salt and stuff like that, it's not enough. Um, and after observing for 3 days, I think that it's time to call it, which is sad. But I mean, like I definitely learned some things, and like we'll have better luck with fish that are less injured than that. Zengender used the Now Essential Oils brand. I feel like the Now Essential Oils brand, I've definitely seen it before, and that might actually be what I have here in the fish room. Um, I do have clove oil on hand. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, you've had to use it you like once in 5 years. I mean, it's good to have it. I believe there was a fish that uh, one of my neighbors had to use at one point. I think it might have been a beta. No, I can't remember what fish it was, but he came over to the house and he was looking for clove oil, and Angie answered the door and like texted me, and she was like, "Well, what should I do?" I was like, "Well, he's gonna euthanize a fish. Um, I say, give it to him. You know what I mean? Like, let him follow whatever instructions that he's found. You know what I mean, and stuff like that. Like, he's just asking us for a resource. I was like, give it to him. So, yeah, he did. He did use it. Um, yeah, only Oscar's saying freezing is less painful. I was like, possibly. Um, but the clove oil is supposed to kind of anesthetize them if done right. But of course, I have experience where the fish like struggled, you know what I mean? And like I felt like I might have caused it more distress. Yes, using the wrong thing does freak you out. Hi, Melvin. Melvin's in the building. Yeah, I agree. I agree, Foxy. I feel like it wouldn't. I feel like, yeah, that would be painful as well. But I mean, what are we talking about? Is like stopping the suffering. You know what I mean? And like stepping in because there is no nature to step in a timely manner. Because I'm sure getting eaten by another fish is painful. You know what I mean? But that's what would happen in nature. But yeah, man, rough. But I'm here and I got myself talking again. Right, aquatic booths, and like that's what I'm saying. Like, and I understand people don't name their fish, and that like can make it better. But just seeing a fish struggle is just that like, dude, it's so hard to watch. But I just freaking like kind of sat there with it, and yeah, man, it's a trip. I would say the best description is like I kind of like lost my center over it. You know what I mean? Had a little bit of an existential crisis. You know what I mean? Like, but it's I think that we're stronger for looking at those things. You know what I mean? And like, but yeah, the fish continue to decline, and I was treating this 75-gallon tank with Paragard, and there's some more on the way in the mail. I'm gonna go ahead and do it over a 2 week period, just to get rid of any external parasites that are in the tank. Just because I started it, I'm gonna finish it. The other fish, no symptoms whatsoever. They're completely unbothered by it. Everything's all right. I really do think that my fish like split its head like really good, like several times, and is like actually like suffering from like too much pressure inside its little skull. So hopefully the fish is like not even really thinking right now. You know what I mean? Yeah, so for cold water fish, the cold slows them down, like in winter, into a torpor-like state. Yeah, then the freezing isn't supposed to cause suffering. Yeah, I did not, because of the swelling and stuff like that, I did not try and put a heater. I've got lots of used heaters around. I haven't used them myself. They've all come in. I don't have a new heater to take out of the box, you know what I mean, or anything like that. So I don't even know if any of those heaters work, you know what I mean? So I did not add heat, but the main reason why I didn't add heat is because uh, I don't think it would have helped the fish's state um, to to heat up the tank. Like I said, I was just trying to stabilize the fish so that then I could try and fight an infection. So, uh-huh. Aquatic moose, a lot of losses going around. Unfortunately, suffering and death are both guaranteed in this life. We invite it into our lives when we choose to bring other living beings into our circles. That is truth. It brings immense joy and immense sorrow. You can't have one without the other. No, it's true, man. It's a very dualistic, the yin and the yang. Howdy, Stephen P. Yeah, only Oscars. That's what I'm saying. I started it, and the reason why I used the Paragard for 2 weeks, other than the fact that you buy more Paragard, you know what I mean? Like that's key. But the reason why you do it for that length of time is you want to, uh, you got to get through that egg or larval stage of the external parasites and stuff like that. So you gotta treat so that then the next generation, because during the life cycle of the parasite, during part of that time, it is immune. So you have to wait for the next batch to be born. So I will go ahead and finish treating this tank because, like I said, the other three fish in here were not showing any symptoms. They were still eating fine. So, and swimming fine. Their behaviors were normal. So I will continue the med treatment to its conclusion. After these types of lows, we are able to appreciate the good times more fully. That's true, man. It does make a plant that is struggling and yet still alive. You know what I mean? Like I love that plant today. It's just so much easier to look at than my fish, you know? But yeah, yeah, no, I got in the thick of it. You know what I mean? Like it was wild. But I'm back. Amen, Asaya. So the choice is solitude or grief in the long run. Kind of sad. Honestly, I'm gonna go hug my dog. Yeah, Zen. I mean, like, yeah. I mean, I feel that. Yeah, dude. Like, super heavy. Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm cozy in my warm garage right now with all my fish, and I've definitely got way more wins than losses. You know what I mean? In the grand scheme of things. So, like, yeah. But yeah. Hey, and solitude isn't all it's cracked up to be either. But oh, on another note, I went to a local bar that I've been eyeing their menu for a while, And granted, they don't have any hours on their on when they're serving food. So I went in there at 10:40 at night, and I'm just ordering menu items. You know what I mean? That they have on their online menu. But like, what's going on online and what's going on in the actual bar are like two different things. So like, we don't have coffee, and I was like, well, I wouldn't ask for it if I didn't see it on the menu. That was my bad. And then they were like, the kitchen's closed. And I was like, all right, well, you guys have a great night. You know what I mean? Like so like I tried to go out and like do something like outside of the house, outside of my isolation, and it went very poorly. So just lets me know that I'm where I need to be. I'm in my garage, chilling with my fish. World's on fire. Okay. You know what I mean? Like it's interesting, but I'll watch it from in here. I was prepared to use the gas generator should the Texas power grid decide to fail us during the middle of the cold weather. But the beauty of it is there was no rain during this freezing time, so therefore there weren't any problems. I believe that all of our problems have to do with the fact that we don't bury electrical cables and ice gets on the lines and blows all the transformers whenever there is icy weather. But what are you gonna do? But I was ready. My gas has been ready to go. It's got gas stabilizer in it, so even if we have a good year, I'm ready that next year, and I will eventually run it all through my lawnmower. Um, you have to mow the yard though in order to burn the fuel. So we didn't do very well at that this past year. But I don't have an HOA, so what are you going to do? Good to see everybody. There we go. A reminder, enjoy the time we have with those we love. Make the most of every moment. Asaya, me and my crew are hunkering down ahead of a big snowstorm. Oh, okay, Asaya, you're in Little Rock. Okay. Um, yeah, man. Um, on the weather maps that I have seen, um, the the denotation of the snow area is going to be it's white, and then it's pink when it's going to be more dense and stuff like that. And yeah, man, it's all over that. Stephen P, it looks like you're just outside of the area. So does that mean that you might just be getting a bunch of cold rain? Like, I don't know what's going on with that. But I saw a prediction that it might have ended up like hovering over Dallas. I was like, no way. I mean, Dallas does get snow from time to time, so I mean, like, not out of the question. But yeah, man, it was 80 degrees and then it was 28, like within 24 hours, and like that's straight up ridiculous. But that is like Texas weather. But I will definitely say, like, I felt the chill, and I don't feel like I had acclimated to cold weather at all. And then it's 28, so yeah, I definitely like felt it in my bones, like just like got under a bunch of blankets and stuff, you know what I mean? And like snuggled in, kept warm. And drip coffee at home is way cheaper than coffee out and about. Aquatic moose. Oh, did we lose sound? Okay, it's back. I miss my little pea pupper every day. I'm happy we got to share space for many years. He knew my face versus everyone else's. Yeah, man, that's cool. I have yet to have pea puffers, but I feel like that would be a cool one to have. Only Oscars, your toffee is still in its raw ingredients forms, but I will be taking care of that and getting that to you. And hey, man, so yeah, a little Christmas in the new year coming your way. I appreciate your patience as always. Uh, I will make good on it eventually. Uh, bear with me. My peas were great little monsters. R.I.P. Oh yeah, June. And you had all of those cichlid caves everywhere for them. Like so, like it was just this like craziness. I love that tank. It took them all a bit to come to the glass, but when they did, we were besties. Friday is supposed to be freezing again here in H Town. Yeah, man. I mean, like I'm ready for it. The towel's already on the outdoor spigot. It's all wrapped up. Keep the cabinets open. My wife doesn't believe in it. There you go. Nice to think that we can have a positive effect on the other beings in our lives and to make another life better. That is real. That is special. Yeah, I mean like that that feels like basic truth like, you know what I mean? Like I believe in that and on a deep level for sure. I believe that I'm not sure why we're here. I mean, I don't think anybody knows like what this is. Just to get existential crisis for a minute, knows what this is or what we're supposed to do with it. But I do believe that we are here to help each other. I don't believe that total isolation is the answer. You know what I mean? Um, I believe that certain things can be gained by giving up a lot of things. And you know what I mean? Like hermits go off into the woods and like do their things, you know, like whatever that is. And I'm sure that there's some more rewards there. Otherwise, people wouldn't be doing it, I think. You know what I mean? But also like community, like I do believe that we are meant to socialize and make things better by working together and stuff like that. But I think that we also get to choose how we do that. And I'm going to do it from my fish room through the internet and by hanging out with you guys. Yeah, Thursday it's going to rain good. Yeah, hopefully hourly those don't coincide. Supposed, hopefully I give up. There you go, Zen. Hey man, I got the gist of it, girl. Don't worry about it. I've been having trouble communicating, just basically. Like it's hilarious. Yeah, just uncomfortable cold, says Stephen P. So yeah. 4 degrees where Foxy Fishes is. Goodness. Hopefully I'm not a Rico behind. There we go. Yeah, single digit temps does feel unnecessary, but also like I don't know. I've experienced like 20 and 21, I think. I don't think it's ever gotten lower than that that I've experienced. I have been skiing twice in my life and was on a mountain, so therefore I could have been exposed to like colder temperatures, but I was all bundled up and touristy. All right, June currently it looks like your package will arrive Monday pending weather and fires. Yeah, that is correct. Yeah, my freezer is at 4 degrees. That's cold. I mean, I just don't have enough experience with cold. I think that there's just like a certain temperature, and it's probably fairly high in the 20s, that it's like super cold. The coldest pretty much that I've ever been. And then anything lower than that, like I don't even know what to do with that. You know what I mean? I don't know that I would know that it is that much colder. I would just know that it is way outside what I want it to be. I'm not sure there's much of a difference, like for me. It's kind of like with kind of like what like spicy food and stuff like that. Like I'm not sure that I have a palate that can do much discernment once you get to a certain spiciness level. It just all tastes like Band-Aid smell. Like Band-Aids have that the old Band-Aids. They had like a smell to them, and I assume it was like the cutting of the plastic that made it, or the plastic itself that has that smell. But I recognized it as in my taste buds, and I know that smell and taste are intermingled. Um, you can't really do one without the other. But yeah, there's just a certain point where it's just like there's no difference. Like it could be a lot hotter, I wouldn't know because like all I taste is hot. Like so, I feel like that with like the cold for me, it would just be like that it's just like too cold and it's just like it's just pegged out. You know what I mean? Like I don't have enough experience with it to be able to differentiate 16 from 4. You know what I mean? It's just like I want to die in both of those. Asaya says my mom is in Alaska outside of Anchorage. They've been seeing very bright auroras. The sun has been very active. Wow, that's awesome. I mean, Anchorage, like, yeah, they get some cold. The coldest it's ever been since I moved to Wisconsin was negative 42. Yeah, like what does that even mean? I mean, like I know we're measuring that. Like for my brain, like I have no clue. Just as a citizen of Texas, like I don't know anything about that. Only Oscars. Foxy, why do you live there? Empire of Dirt public service announcement, ladies and gentlemen. To me and to all of us present, um, no eating band-aids. We are supposed to be past that stage of life, at least for a few more years. Yes, sir. Noted. Thank you for the warning. You're always looking out, and I appreciate that. Yeah, everything is to the extreme these days. It's the new norm. Yeah, I feel like old ways of thinking and old ways of doing things. It's looking like pieces of it are falling away. What's gonna come after that? I mean, anybody's guess. I don't know. Brian says he doesn't breathe outside at that tip. Just hold his breath till he gets inside the next building. Yeah, that makes sense. Aquatic moose spits out band-aids. Mark Sturlson, welcome, sir. Good to see you. Good day to you. Did any other Australians make it in the chat? Yeah, everybody say hello to Mark. I'm going to take the chat with me here. Back. I'm going to take the chat with me here. I'm going to get some more coffee. Hang on. Let me. Jazz hands are an important part. More coffee. Well, I am talking about the darkness today, Mr. Mark Sturlson. So it's not a subject everybody likes. And I'm okay with it. If anybody feels like supporting the channel with the likes and subscriptions, feel free. It's not necessary. I am not in that game. I look forward to growth, but it's not necessary for my goals. Well, Zen Ginger, we all know that you're a thumbs up kind of gal. And you want to know what? We do appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, Mark, my goldfish, Chloe, is got several head injuries from bolting in the tank and is currently on uh, 1 tablespoon of salt per gallon in a 10-gallon tank right now. Currently swims in a spiral when swimming, otherwise, it's laying on the bottom of the tank. There are moments of calmness there, but after 3 days of no real improvement since moving her over there, I'm thinking that I might have to euthanize that fish tonight. So that was the darkness I was talking about earlier, and the theme of the stream. But yeah, no, without light, there would not be shadows. Or it would all be shadows? Hmm, not sure on that. I have not. I have not even told my sister about it yet. So I think that I will take care of it and then relate any details that need to be related to her and have her talk to my nieces. And then if they want to talk to me, we can talk about it. But they just went on a trip to Europe and just got back like last weekend. So they're just getting back into the swing of things with school and whatnot after a trip to Italy. So don't really want to mark that with a fish death. So if we can put a week or two in between those two events so that they don't associate them. But of course, you don't know what kids are going to hold on to anyway. And the fish was already gone from their daily lives for what, 4 months without life. There might not be any light. Without light, there might not be any life at all. Yes. Hello, Aquaballs. Good to see you, sir. Welcome, welcome. Yes, sir, Mark. I have heard. I have seen a lot of pictures. I can't wait to see what the girls want to share. You know what I mean, from their unique perspective. You know what I mean, and what they care to share with me about their trip. And I'm interested to hear like what my sister has to say about the trip. Like, it's definitely like a cool like lifetime achievement like sticker. You know what I mean? Like, pretty cool. Then Ginger with the Francis Bacon quote. Love Mr. Francis Bacon. In order for the light to shine so brightly, the darkness must be present. Yeah, no, it's true. Only Oscars. I mean, like, I feel like there is no good way to say that. And of course, that was all like wrapped up in all sorts of stuff, not having anything to do with the fish that is suffering. So it's a lot of weight to put on a goldfish. All the lights are off in the living room, and the tank is on the lowest light setting, I believe. And the light is positioned more towards the back of the tank because as soon as I moved it over the middle of the tank towards the front, the glow coming off of Junior there with his whiteness, like you could barely see his eye. It was like this big white glow, and there's still a lot of that. But I believe that this is one of the better uh, videos live stream wise, at least the way it looks on my iPad. It's coming through like pretty clear. You can definitely see the fish. It helps that they're big. Yeah, I mean, it's true, you know, and it's a big part of my identity with my channel and stuff like that. It's just like, yeah, dude, I'm just a common fish keeper. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not special by any means. Um, there's there's been a fair amount of drama in the community lately and stuff like that. Different things, what dirty tanks, people not delivering on things, you know, like sure, man. Like it's housekeeping. It needs to happen, I guess. You know what I mean? It's happening. Somebody decided to do it, so that's good, I guess, for what it's worth. Um, but my experience with dirty tanks is as such. I can show this. Um, Front camera, back camera. My dirty tank experience is a failed experiment with dirty tanks. And I grabbed a bunch of plants out of here so you can kind of see in there now. Hold on. Let me adjust the screen. So you can see a little coconut hut back there. And I actually saw a crib in there. So the cribs are still alive. They've been alive this entire time in this tank. And this tank is just growing like out of control. Just like lots of leaves, lots of what is this? This is Java moss growing in a big, huge clump. But the fish can move around in there, but the whole thing is like completely overgrown. I drop a small pinch of, hold on, I'm having trouble with my frame. There we go. Get the orange out of it. But you can see that the cribs was a poor choice for my dirty tank. They've got all of the fine dirt up on top because they dig. So yeah, my substrate, it's all upside down, but the cribs are in there. They've had babies, I'm sure, several times. I've just been putting a small pinch of food in there, not knowing whether they were alive or not, just to kind of feed the tank. You know what I mean? But it's been going for over a year. You know what I mean? The fish I put in there, was that a fish? Um, Sweet Acres Koi Farm, if the dirt is exposed, it kind of fouls the tank. There can be spikes in ammonia and stuff like that because the organic dirt that's in there, but they've done all right. But I even have like a huge buildup on the glass. But yeah, man, it can foul the tank, but the tank will eventually settle again like it does. Like whenever I pulled the plants out of here, I went ahead and dosed the tank with water conditioner so that if I am stirring up the substrate a whole lot and stuff like that, hopefully I'm not harming any of the fish. It'll lock up the ammonia. But yeah, there's a fish in that cave. That's craziness. But yeah, man, they're still alive. We almost saw them. But that's a trip. But yeah, so dirty tanks, like no water changes. I've done water changes in here sporadically. I've not done water changes in here, but I mean, like it seems to be Doing all right. That's like my mistake that I just kept. It didn't go the way I wanted it to, but fish are alive in there, and like tons of plants are alive in there. So I'm planning on maybe thinning it out a little bit, maybe spending some time scrubbing this glass on several different occasions to get it clear because it has a large buildup on the glass itself. But yeah, man, I think I'll just like harvest a bunch of plants out of here and use it for aquascaping and whatnot. Should be fun. Um, I'll move this bolognese over this way, this one over to this side. I think my camera's flipped, so I apologize. But I moved that one over and I went ahead and took the Amazon sword, the so this is kind of what this tank looks like now. Got some stuff growing. Where's the thing? Here it is. So yeah, we got some bacopa in there, some moss. There's the Amazon sword. I put a root tab under it. So we're getting this tank going. This is that thin one that's going to go inside of this television so that I can have a fish TV in here of sorts. So, but yeah, just been working in the fish room. There's my sick little gal right there. She's upright on the bottom right now ish. She's leaning, having so much trouble. But it's 12:01, ladies and gentlemen. Hang on real quick. Let's flip the camera. Hello. Yeah, Mark, you love the clam. Like that was like my thing. I was like, if I'm gonna put it in the television, you know what I mean? Like we might as well go with like an old school like ornament, you know what I mean? Like the bubbling pirate chest would have been good too. But I saw that clam and I like it. You know what I mean? Like, cause like I like plants and I like natural tanks and stuff like that. But I mean, like, I'm also on the newer end of like the hobby and stuff like that. And I feel like novelty is important. You know what I mean? And we shouldn't take ourselves so seriously. I know that the bubbling clam would irritate some of our fish community. You know what I mean? And like, that's fine, but this is my tank. This is what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Like, feel however you want about it. I think it's funny and I think it's cute. So, Joshua Templeton, sleep well, get rest, tear it up tomorrow. If we can agree the sign on a dorsal is a rainbow, I'd go for that. Yeah. Mandatory autos. I see it. I see it. Not sure why my phone died. Why your phone added mandatory. Hey man, these things. Ooh, Asaya, you've got a bubbling UFO? Dude, quite with the times too. I love it. You like a little bit of whimsy in your tanks. Okay, yeah. See, I feel the same way. So yeah. Um, it's it's your tank and you can clam if you want to. That's true. Whimsy is a great word. I agree with only Oscars. Does the clam get to stay in the new fish order? I mean, like, who's to say, buddy? Who's to say? Um, so, in light of events with cars like driving into crowds, which we've had a problem with during South by Southwest in Austin, Texas, if anybody remembers that, um, they shut down the entertainment district in downtown Austin, Old Dirty Six, and they block it with barricades so the car could easily drive through. And Austin has decided because they do not have those stand poles in place, they're thinking about it, but because they would take a long time to put in and it's blocks and blocks and stuff like that, they originally put two dump trucks on either end of the streets to like prevent anything like that from happening. And now they're just going to open it up to traffic the and not block off the street at all because and I was on Reddit and I watched the whole conversation happen where everybody in the conversation was making all the same arguments that are made about guns, but it was about cars on the street, and they're like, well, obviously what you do is you just open up the street to cars. That's what the city of Austin has decided because more cars makes it safer for people getting run over by cars. And then all of the arguments, it's like cars don't kill people. Uh, just but it was all the gun rhetoric. You know what I mean? Arguments, both sides. You know what I mean? But like then it was about cars and stuff like that. And I mean, like I'm out of it. I'll tell you where I'm not going to be in the entertainment district. You know what I mean? Like I'm 40, I'm 48 years old. It's just like I'm done with that. You'd think that I would have given it up long before like 40, but I didn't. You know? Yeah, exactly. So yeah, they had dump trucks. They had dump trucks blocking the street, and then they're just going to open it up to traffic, and then there won't be a crowd of people in the middle of a street that a car can get to. And there's so much traffic with Ubers, taxis, deliveries, and stuff like that that the street is, constantly in traffic, so nobody can move anyway. So the traffic becomes the traffic becomes the barricade. You know what I mean? Like, who's there, Aquatic Moose? Who's there? Hold on, I'm missing coffee. Check my backside. You guys know what I was going for. Hmm. Cargo who? Yes, in my old timey television aquarium, a clam fart is like key. So like I'm all right with it. I wanna slow it down actually, quite a bit so that then that way it's only like bubbling like every 30 seconds or something like that. If I could do it, I don't know. Cargo beep beep. I love it, Aquatic Moose. Thank you, sir. George RB3 would be thrilled. That was an excellent joke. Nice delivery. Very good. Hashtag clam fart. Yeah. Since we go late at night, there may or may not, usually not anybody after me. You guys just put hashtag clam fart as many times as you want, whenever you want, throughout the next week, till next Wednesday. Till next Wednesday, clam fart. Let them know that New Local Austin is out here keeping it classy. But my spirits are up as they usually are after interacting with you guys in the live stream, stuff like that. So I would like to call this a successful live stream already. And we've still got another 15 minutes on our scheduled time. Um, is there anything anybody would like to talk about? Open to suggestions. Yeah, it's just been a rough week, and I feel like that. I mean, at least weather-wise, it was like that for almost everybody, as well. It's just the times. So do what you can to take care of yourself. If you can help another, do. Pinky up. I've been all over the emotional scale tonight. Thanks. I needed a good cry. Yeah, June. I mean, I have been all over the place for like the past week, and it's been wild. And it's been happening like fairly regularly to me as well. I think it's just, I don't know. I think it's part of self-realization. It's part of existing. You know what I mean? The human experience, whatever you want to call it. Uh, yeah, the energy's been freaking like wild. And, whatever we got to do to like keep our center in that and do the best we can. I agree, aquatic moose. Got to keep it real sometimes, and it's not all sunshine and rainbows. And it's good to connect with each other and feel these things together. No, it's true because feeling it by yourself, I'm telling you, man, like that was rough. I'm sure that I'm better for it, but man. I mean, I've been watching some live streams and things like that, and I just haven't been commenting, man. Like I've just been like, can't even enter the fray, you know? It's like it's tough, you know what I mean? But I was there and you guys were helping just by being there as well. So thank you for that. Okay, Asaya says for sure. I've been going to a yoga class, just breath work, followed by a 30-minute sound bath. It's really helping. Highly recommend. No, for sure, man. Like being still, man. Roll it inward. That is true. You know what I mean? And like none of my smiles are fake, y'all. Like I try to stand on authenticity, because like that's that's how I feel like playing my hand. You know what I mean? Like the machinations, manipulation, stuff like that. It's just like I'm very like not feeling that at all. And one of the things about being like a conscious being and stuff like that is like we get to choose what we give our energy to. And there's so much out there that's like, look at me and like grab me and grab my attention type things and stuff like that. Just because it's there doesn't mean we have to look at it. June requires payment to fake it. Ask her husband. Hmm, that's true. My camera is starting to struggle. Oof. Only Oscars, I unsure about your comment there. Just gonna let it slide. I don't know. It sounds sus. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Mark. It brings more questions than it does clarity, doesn't it? And what's the hanger for? I don't know. I don't know, man. June, this channel does not support abuse in any form. Oh, June, you're talking about corporal punishment. Okay. The wire ones do sting a lot more. I wish I didn't know that, but hey man, aquatic moose, bringing it back. A candle can light 1,000 other candles and still remain lit. Thanks for bringing it back, brother. I don't know why the fish are out of focus, but you can see they're all vibing together. They're doing good. So I'll keep up with the medication on that tank and we'll have a good time. Right? First class fish? That's a good one. That is true, only Oscars. That is true. I think my camera might be about to go out in the other room. Excuse me. Hello, Joy of Fish Keeping. Welcome in, brother. Good night, sir. Dream sweet dreams and tear it up tomorrow, buddy. It's a new day. So I want to appreciate everybody for being here tonight. Um, I hope that I entertain during my time with you guys every week. And I know that the chat takes care of itself. A lot of the times, even if the show isn't that good, the chat can carry itself. So that's always nice. It's always nice to have. There we go. But yeah, man, like I was unsure. I was unsure about streaming, like up until like 45 minutes to go time. I just like woke up and I was like, I don't know. Not really feeling it. And I was like, "Yo, man, you've been wearing these clothes too many days. It's time to take a shower, bro." And everything like turned a little bit for the better after that, for sure. Invigorating. CC, definitely a nice stream. I mean, I've been lurking, but it's nice to have background stuff on. Hey, I agree. I agree. It's like we're holding space together. Like we're not all in the same location, but through technology, God bless technology. Through technology, we're able to like hang out together and vibe. And even on the replay and stuff like that, because when there's no one live, I will watch different streams on replay and stuff like that. And it's nice. You know what I mean? It's nice for us to be able to share with each other. And even when it's not live, it's something on that I'm paying some attention to and, doing things around the house and stuff like that. And I think that that's important. That's what I've been doing, watching and learning. No, it's great. And I think that I know that it is a very important part of the hobby for me, and that I possibly wouldn't have kept going without community support several different occasions in my fish keeping journey, because there are roadblocks that we run into. There are things that we don't have control over that happen, that make us sad or frustrated, or and without the community, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think I would still be doing this, because this is such a solitary hobby in and of itself. Like, without the social aspect of online, I don't think I would be able to continue. So, but that's just me and the strange animal that I am. You know what I mean? Like, but hopefully somebody can glean something from something. Snakes have families, Jose. Oh man, it's so good to get together and hang out. And my cell phone has died. So it's just my big mug for another 3 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, as we close it out on another weekly Wednesday witching hour, the darkness edition. Cece's got Coolie Loaches dancing, so there's the weather change coming. Two big mugs. Hashtag clam bubble. What was it? Clam bubble? Yeah. No, it was clam fart. That's what it was. Clam fart. Yeah, glean and whimsy were our words of the day. And thank you, Sweet Acres. I appreciate it, and I appreciate all of your advice last week. Um, I wish it had gone better. Wish I had followed your advice possibly, but I think that the outcome for my fish would have been the same. Um, yeah, I think it was just too much physical trauma. I don't think we're going to recover. Oh yeah, joy of fish keeping. Yeah, man. I mean, like interact when you can, and when you can't, you know what I mean. Like you gotta sit with those feelings, and then like learn to like release them, or just give them enough space to be. You know what I mean? Observe them. Don't be them. Don't be the emotion. Be the observer. Because we are a community, you know, of human beings. You know what I mean? Like we don't always talk about what we want to talk about. We don't always get to the point of what we were here to talk about. I'm guilty of that in my own stream, and I set the theme, and then you know what I mean? Like we just don't get there, and that's okay. A lot of times, my theme for the stream has been talked about for maybe 15 minutes of the hour and a half. Many times less than that, like more like five, and I still check it off. You know what I mean? Like it happens. It's so hard to communicate just in general. You know what I mean? So like how like what I'm trying to say or what anybody is trying to say and then how it is received by the other party are never the same thing and there's not even an overlap of responsibility. I don't even think because but the fact that anything gets done is a miracle in and of itself. And as much as sad a loss of life is, if you look around, it's not rare. It's like all behind my head, tanks full of life. So most of the times I watch my own video and learn from my own mistakes on speaking or recording. Could not go back and rewatch the live. And you want to know what? That is okay, joy of fish keeping. And I'll tell you this right now. There's been audio issues on many of my live streams. I only know about it through the chat, and sometimes I find out about it way too late. And I don't go back and rewatch any of my streams, and they're all there for you to view. Some of them are trash. You know what I mean? Like I ended up abandoning the video, abandoning the stream because of internet issues. You know what I mean? Like I had a laptop that just couldn't get the job done, so I stopped using that laptop Got a new laptop, used it a couple times, it was going great. Now the laptop doesn't work. I know that I'm not the only person in recent history that has had laptop problems. You know what I mean? Like Dan's been plagued for like a couple months, you know what I mean? And like it's getting better, you know what I mean? But his chat's still shutting down, which is sad. You know what I mean? Because then that like alters the giveaway, you know what I mean? Which I guess is like the theme every week. Giveaway and fish questions answered and stuff like that. Also, I like the species profiles and stuff like that, showing like what he's got in stock and why he likes them and like how they're doing, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. I think that's really cool. Think that's a necessary thing for him to do. I believe that we can learn from everyone even when we don't agree, and at least consider the other side and learn some nuggets of info from within. I agree. I agree. We can learn from everybody, even if we don't particularly like their style. You know what I mean? It's just like I cannot throw stones at anyone because like I'm doing my thing. You know what I mean? And I know that my viewpoint is not the. I know my viewpoint on lots of things is not the same as others. You know what I mean? Like not the majority, and that's fine. You know, but yeah, we're not always going to agree. We can't because we're having two different experiences. You and anybody, we all are. So lots of different experiences happening, and then like we interact with words. You know what I mean? Like if yeah, if you look at it from a certain angle, it's just like, what's the point of talking? You know what I mean? But in other aspects, you know what I mean? The fact that anything gets through, you know what I mean? And any sort of agreements can be made is in itself like amazing. You know what I mean? We should applaud even the smallest win. I've been able to do it on my phone app, and actually, first class fish, I do need to investigate and see whether I have whatever I need to have checked off, like to enable that, because I do enjoy when I replay live streams and stuff like that to see what was going on in the chat as well. And I don't see any reason to not have that on mine. So if the chat doesn't replay for my streams, then that's something that I can fix. You know what I mean? And I think that it would make it better just because I prefer it when I watch other people's live streams. I don't always look at the chat for the live streams on the replay. Um, I'll just kind of be listening. I won't even be watching the screen a lot of times. I'll go back and look at the screen when they're like, okay, well, look at this right here. And it's like, well, there's something showing something on the screen. What is that? So then I'll go over and look at this screen. But guess I'm using it like a podcast kind of sort of a thing. So every day is a school day. Yeah, Stephen P says Jose did great. Definitely want to hear more. Heck yeah, man. I think that's great. I look, man, like I'm gonna be on Mexicali's stream at some point. He's gonna give me some dates. I'm gonna pick one, and we're gonna make it happen. I've been putting it off for forever. Just like we're just not making plans to do it. But I've been on a live stream with Jose before, and he's been on my channel. He was one of the first. He was one of the first lives when I first started doing live streams. He was up there towards the beginning for sure, and I love talking to that guy. I like talking to the birthday boy Aquafunk as well. I mean, like I like talking to Father Fish. I've met Lou in person at a couple of different fish events, and like he's a dude. You know what I mean? Just like everybody. You know what I mean? Like he's a person. You know what I mean? He's a person I've talked to. You know what I mean? And I didn't. I wasn't left with a bad. I wasn't left with a bad taste in my mouth. You know what I mean? Like Steven does have a safe and comfortable stream as well. I do enjoy him and all of his compatriots that he is regularly working with um, to do stuff. You know what I mean? Like I love the plant lives. I think it's good to think about plants once a week. You know what I mean? And like with Stephen P's stream, I'm able to do that. His one on Fridays is during the middle of my work week, so I don't catch them at the time. But I have watched some of them on replay, and I enjoy the community feel of that as well. Plus, like all the gameplay, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. Like it's cool. So yeah, I do enjoy Stephen P quite a bit, and I know it's got to be weird, Stephen P. People complimenting you while you're here. But hey, man, you know what I mean. Just sit with that. I know that people like you. You know what I mean. It's okay, brother. There's worse things that could have happened to you right now, for sure. Only Oscars. My parents insisted on vacation reports or a quiz. Everything is a test. Oh Lord, that sounds that sounds intense. Stephen P is a bingo champion. I've been warned. All right. I do like listening to the bingo. I've played a couple times, but it's on during the day, so not usually up at that time. But I do love his voice so much. Like very cool. Like yeah, there's something about it's probably working it's probably working in a nursing home for a while and stuff like that. Like bingo was a regular thing. You know what I mean? Like several times a week and stuff like that. So like bingo being called in the background was like soothing a yeah, it was the soothing it was a soothing sound to have like while you're at work. You know what I mean? Because like I was just managing bodies. I was a nursing assistant. You know what I mean? It's just like put them in the bed, get them out of the bed, get them to dinner, get them bathed, get you know what I mean? Like all that stuff. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean? I wasn't playing bingo, okay? But bingo was being called like while you're in the dining room, like towards the end of the meal and stuff like that. There's like, you know what I mean? Like the event has happened. It's like slowing down. Bingo was being called. People were taking naps. You know what I mean? Like that was a good part of the shift. So I think that, and then his voice is way better, like smooth radio voice. Very nice. Z23. So good. Well, everyone knows I demand safety and positivity. The consequences for not adhering will be swift and brutal. And that's what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Stephen P. I think Stephen P. and I think warrior every time. A peaceful warrior, but a warrior nonetheless. Every game is magic. Come and join the fun. That's what I'm talking about. It's great stuff. You know what I mean? Like, if my client was into watching it, like, that's what I'd be doing. But my client is not into it. So, but my client has a fish tank. Never had a fish tank before. You know what I mean? So, like, I'm still winning. You know what I mean? Like, got a work tank. It's been good. Oh, I've been meaning to put a work tank video up so that I can show you guys like what it's been looking like. I've been trimming it like every 2 weeks, pulling tons of duckweed out of there. Everybody looks happy and healthy. That bristle nose is definitely a boy. He's getting his bristles in. And then what? There's like 20, 20 to 30, probably more like 30 male guppies in there doing their thing. Just it's a big, huge like everybody's like ready to eat, or everybody's just kind of swimming around, or at certain times it's just a battlefield of circling. They're all circling each other, and just like everybody's dueling. It's a big peeing contest going on in the tank. Uh, it's pretty wild. It's like watching a Civil War documentary, or watching those big epic battles in Lord of the Rings and stuff like that. They're just all spinning in tight circles in pairs. You know what I mean? Sometimes three. You know what I mean? Like just like sword fight. It's pretty wild. Mike, you are the reason for your client's tank, or was it just serendipitous? Well, I am the reason for my client's tank because I talk about fish a lot, and at some point he was like, "Yeah, man, I think that I'd like to have a tank at some point." And I was like, "Well, I can make that happen for you, buddy. Like, let's talk about your options." So yeah, man, I made the tank happen. It's my best skate. Like, I mean, like, I feel like you could call it escape. Like the other things I've done is like I've bunched plants and then let them overgrow in my tank. So I don't have a lot of scaping experience. I am interested in it though, and I'm looking forward to doing some stuff this year with that, with the tanks that I already have. You know what I mean? Like, let's remove some plants here and there, like the majority of them and stuff like that. Group them this way, put in some hardscape. You know what I mean? Like, there's improvements that I can do to every tank in here. And if I just focus on like a tank a week and actually do something, that's the other part that has been hard for me. And just like throughput, you know what I mean? Like, I can do the water changes, you know what I mean? But like when it comes to like much beyond that, I'm not the best. But I want to get better, you know what I mean? And like being interested in it is like the first part of doing something. So that's pretty cool. No loopy straws. Oh yeah. Somebody dropped the old Stephen P's link. Anybody drop your link in here if you want to. You know what I mean? Like that's what we're about. So we'll do in the but I'm pretty sure you guys all know each other. You know what I mean? Like I was thinking that if I ever did put together like any content or anything like that, I'd just uh share it with you guys like during the live stream and stuff like that, and then put it out after that, because it would break up our conversation and like something to talk about like during the live stream and stuff like that. Because like like you 15, 20 people that are regulars in here and stuff like that. I know it's not the same people all the time, but it's a lot of the same people. I'm glad you're here, and it's great. You know what I mean? Like if it stayed like this forever, I'd be a happy guy. So yeah, I want to do some stuff so that I have something to share. You know what I mean? Like, and that is another leg in the tripod that's going to get me to the point where I actually do a thing. Aquatics.com. The mugs have a high shipping cost, unfortunately. Yeah, but I mean, I don't buy that many mugs. But when I do buy a mug, price is not necessarily an object to keep me from doing it. A high cost, like because I like coffee so much. You know what I mean? And like this is the vessel that you put coffee in. So I mean, like whatever it is, if it's special to me and it's the one that I want, then it's worth the money. You know what I mean? Like coffee's a big part of my life. Possibly too big a part of my life. But you know what I mean? Like, well, I'm not ready to change it right now. I love my coffee. So June, I always imagined you in a moo like like Homer Simpson when Homer Simpson started wearing moo but a kimono, you know what I mean? Like I'm into it. Good for you, girl. Be comfortable. Dang. Well, you got to get yourself another mug then. You know what I mean? Like, good for you, June. Don't let them tell you how to be. It's your house. I mean, I've thought about it. Like Rick James like had a drinking chalice. Am I right? You know what I mean? Like, and I didn't think that it was a bad look. You know what I mean? Like, I could possibly get like a bedazzled, like an iced out mug to drink out of. I'm not opposed to the idea. I would probably craft it myself. I'm not going to pay a jeweler. Love it. Well, ladies and gents, it's been a night. I gotta take care of things around here, and then I might spend the rest of my time. Think I need to play some Red Dead Redemption. Think I need to go do some cowboy stuff in a video game. Dissociate before my work week starts. So I'll see you guys on the other end of it. I'll be in the chats on Sunday night for sure. I might do some drive-bys and pop-ups like during my work week, depending on what's going on while I'm at work. Because a live stream to the side is not necessarily not an option. It's just sometimes I'm busier than others. So we'll see how it goes. But I love you guys and have a great night. Be cool. Love you all.